All right, back for more hauling action today. Andy's getting back about 45 minutes later than what he normally does in the morning, so I'm guessing there's more issues at the granary or another line. Well, another long line up there?
Yeah, well, no, it wasn't a long line. There were only 4 trucks in front of me, but we still sat in between the scales and the pit for 45 minutes.
Good Lord.
I don't know what they've got going on. We got a loose chain or something. And they're slow this year.
Yeah. Well, I apologize. I almost got you a ticket.
Really?
We got old tags on the truck.
Oh, really?
Yeah, that's for 2024 tags. I've had those in the office for a while, forgot to put them on.
We should probably put those on real quick.
Yeah, go ahead and stick that sticker on while I get the loop started. That right there almost become a very expensive mistake. Got all my tags and documentation renewed back in early December, stuck it there in the office and forgot all about it, putting it on the truck. Well, there goes another $10,000. Yeah, in case you're wondering, our truck holds right around 1,000 bushels of soybeans plus or minus, and price we're going to get for these going to be a little over $10. Hold around that $10.50 range. Get lucky, maybe even higher. I sure wish we had a whole bunch of trucks of soybeans to haul off. As it is, I don't know, I think probably on 23 to 25 loads I'd get them all hauled off. You see our big old snow pile is holding on strong. You can see where Carter tested the capability of the 4-wheel drive of the Can-Am there. Of course, he got stuck. I ain't gonna lie, that's pretty dang impressive for West Tennessee. I believe next week when we have another cold blast come in, I'm really gonna test the capabilities. I'm gonna see how deep I can make that snow pile. Chicken's still enjoying the hospitality of her shop. They probably gonna be in here at least another week till this next round of cold weather moves out. Oh, it done got plumb sloppy out here. Ain't he just leaving out with his third load of the day? He's moving a little bit quicker today. I'm guessing he's not had to deal with the problems that he was dealing with the last couple of days. But anyway, we have quickly gotten down to the bin sweep here. That's what happens when you don't have many beans to haul. Anyway, Kelly had a problem here this morning. I had several meetings this morning, so she was here loading and got to the bin sweep. And anyway,
it's not moving. It's stuck on the green.
I know. I gotta get in there.
I got it.
Ah, dang it. Ah. Anyway, Kelly was here and trying to get down to the floor sweep, and I remember back from this fall, our early season beans, we had problems with them getting ready. We had all the replants. There were still some green areas in the field. There was some, there's some Liberty Link beans out there that didn't get burned down with Liberty. And the result was a bunch of pods. And anyway, when they opened up the side draws, these side draws got choked up with bean pods. So I was in town. Kelly was in here having to shovel and poke her pipe down through there, trying to get freed up. And anyway, I got back in time. We got the rest of them unplugged, got the bin sweep going, and getting the last of the beans out here. We probably got probably right at 9,000 bushels or so still left here in the bin. Luckily, we didn't have any problems that we had in previous years of those wet beans, cementing together and everything else, you know, they all flowed good, but once you get a bunch of pods going down to those gates and everything, it don't take too many pods to choke them up. What? Even though we really screwed up on managing our corn in bins, we did a pretty good job with what we were putting into the bins. What we were putting in the bins was definitely very questionable, but we did a good job of managing them. Got them dried down as much as we could. We're good down to good dry beans now, but next year, on our full season beans, you know, I'm really going to pay some serious attention to potentially spraying them with paraquat ourselves. Yeah, it's going to take a little bit of yield loss from running over the crop, but really prevents a lot of problems in the bin where you're harvesting indeterminate beans that the majority of the beans out there are ready to get, but you still got some green pods out there, and you wait for those to dry down. Well, then your more mature pods have done popped and gotten on the ground. So I really resisted spraying paraquat in the past. I've done it a couple times, but really resisted just because I didn't want that extra expense. But with the rise we got now, I think I'm really going to have to start paying close attention to doing doing a desiccation on our soybean crop. Y'all look at that snow pile here. It is still going strong. Pretty much all the rest of the snow around here is melted. It's going to be pretty warm today, up around 50 and so. And I mean, I probably still got at least a 16-inch base right there. I mean, that's impressive. We're going to enjoy today. Last good day we're going to have for a while was sun and everything. Like we got rain coming in to today, tonight, sometime. Then they say it's supposed to turn off brutally cold, like potentially single digits, which, I mean, for us, that's brutally cold. Maybe not for y'all up north, but for us it is. And talking about another potential big snowstorm middle of next week. But I can tell you, when it turns off cold again, I'll be adding to that snow pile right there. And I've had a lot of people ask me, why are you making snow? Because I can. That's why I'm making snow. Because I can. All right, we're gonna get in here to clean up around the edges. We pulled about, I think, 3 loads so far with the bin sweep, and I know I've been beating the drum on these belt sweeps for the last couple of years, just how awesome they are. And I think they are still awesome, but there are situations where they don't work near as good as an auger sweep, and we found one of those conditions here. You see all these beans that we put in here, these are our full season beans on this layer. We put in here wet, had a ton of green pods and everything. Anyway, we got them dry. They're down 11%, but when we put them there wet, they kind of caked together. Now they break up reasonably easy, but you know, they're kind of clumped together a little bit and not flowing real good. And I know it's dark in here, but down here at the bottom of the auger, you got just a small gap that grain has to flow in for the paddles to get to it. And soybeans just naturally don't flow all that well anyway. And then you add together that they're kind of stuck together and clumpy. They're just really not flowing down in there very well at all. And it's taking forever for us to load our loadout bin, like 40 to 45 minutes to load our loadout bin, whereas it should take half that amount of time. But still, it's done all this work without me having to be in here. It's just slower than just having to let it sit there and kind of bounce against and vibrate beans loose, and they'll slowly fall in there. But it definitely works a lot faster and dry, flowable grain instead of clumped up soybeans. You know, a traditional auger sweep that's open at the top where you got the whole auger uncovered, you know, it kind of goes up next to the pile and it'll shoot through the pile, break them up. And in this case, I still had the belt sweep because I ain't got to be in here with it, whereas an auger sweep, I'd have to be in here with all the dust and everything. So even though it takes longer time, I'll tell you, I'll still take that. But in this instance, an auger sweep would be definitely quicker. All right, folks, it may be Sunday, but we've got a really big week coming up, and we got just a little preparation we got to do today. Not only we got a big week coming up, but we've also got the biggest cold front of the year coming in. Supposed to get, I mean, just massively cold. Talking about lows tonight getting down to single digits. So before we get outside and get preparing, I need to first make sure I'm not going to be dealing with other problems tomorrow. We already got our faucets to dripping, but we also got water lines underneath the floor going to the toilet, and I gotta say the insulation is not the best on them. So what I'm gonna use is use this paper clip here and stick the metal just up under the flapper, so you know, it drains a little bit and the toilet will, you know, refill every so often. All right, we just stuck the edge of it right up under the flapper. Won't drain a lot of water, but we'll slowly drain the tank and then it'll refill, keeping me from having to do some time-consuming repairs tomorrow. All right, now that we got that done, we got some chicken litter they're gonna start hauling tomorrow. Ground should be frozen. I got 6 barns need to get cleaned out, and got a bunch of litter coming our way. They shouldn't get stuck, but I can just about guarantee if I don't plug this tractor in, they will get stuck. And this tractor ain't gonna start without some help tomorrow. All right, I can hear it hissing and feel the block getting warm around, so it's definitely plugged in securely. So y'all know my disdain of cold start videos, and that's my goal, is prevent me from having a cold start video tomorrow. Now tomorrow we're gonna spray wheat also, because the ground's gonna be frozen, and as wet as it's been, we can actually get across the ground without making any ruts or doing any damage. Andy's already gotten our water truck serviced and everything. We got it loaded up with nitrogen the other day before it got cold, but this beast sure ain't gonna crank in the morning either. Got 2 out of the 3 things we need ready to go tomorrow. Unfortunately, we can't do anything with a sprayer because it's over at Tennessee Tractor. They was going to do some work on it. My engine seal that they replaced last winter, it started leaking again, so it's over there. But I guess they just haven't had time to get to it. So I told them middle of last week, just hold off on it till we get our wheat sprayed, and then we'll bring it back over there. But I called him yesterday, asked them if they could either pull in the shop or plug it up, but I guess there was nobody. I guess they were closed yesterday. I didn't think about it Friday, but hopefully it'll crank up in the morning. It's always been pretty good about starting up in cold weather, but we've never tried to start it when it's 10 degrees outside either. So anyway, it's going to be all for today. We'll see what tomorrow brings. Well, it's about 10 degrees outside this morning. Seemed like a perfect day. Go field, spray some wheat on it. Let's hope everything works all right. Man, won't y'all look at that pile of snow there. It's about 8:45 in the morning. We turned it on at like 1:30, 2 o'clock yesterday afternoon, and that's how much snow 3.5 gallons per minute water flow produces you. And then of course, you know, wind drifted a little bit. You know, we got 1 inch in the surrounding areas. Let's see just how deep that pile is right there. We got a Ryan Hall, y'all, snow meter. We have 38 inches of snow in this mound. Just so y'all know, I'm not fooling you. And we got at least another 24 to 36 hours good snow making. I'm gonna see if I can make enough to make a snow cave there. All right, over here to pick our sprayer up. I called them about 45 minutes ago, see if they go ahead and get the sprayer started and warming up. Hopefully they were successful. Well, it looks like they're still attempting.
Great.
All right, she managed to fire. Had to let the jumper cable sit there and charge a little bit. She fired right on up though. All right, we're gonna bump her on up here about 11:50. Let her sit here probably good 20 plus minutes, warm up the engine, especially warm up the hydraulics. All right, we got her back to the shop successfully. Going to go ahead and get our stream bars on here. And these are what we're using, Nita Mag's chafer bars. They go just like that, give you a nice, real even application. Doesn't matter how high or low your booms run, if you're leaning or whatever else, give you a real nice uniform application. So We're gonna get these tips on and get Kelly and Andy loaded up with some 28004 and some Lambda sitting in the field. Let them start fertilizing this week. Yeah, we hadn't plugged her up last night. I don't think she would have stood a chance, but well, we got all the tips put on the sprayer. Let me tell you how incredibly hard it is to put tips on the sprayer when it's, I think it's now up to 15 degrees. It's pretty tough, so I get loaded up with nitrogen, sit in the field, keep our fingers crossed everything works in these frigid temperatures.
Oh, it's cold. We just got the sprayer ready. The water truck, I believe, is ready. The tips are on the sprayer. Both of them have had plenty of time to be warming up. All the oils are ready. Whew. But my nose is cold, and I think our temperature right now is about 20 degrees. I believe it feels like it's negative. Alright, my camera just died. Anyway, and my camera died at the wrong time, but you know what I was saying was it is about.
I tell you what, I absolutely love the cold weather, but don't nothing work right when it is cold. It took us forever to get Kelly and Andy up going, and then Andy sprayed one load out, and he overapplied for like 100 gallons, and went over there and looked at it and everything, and the best I can figure out is that 28% UAN is just, as cold as it is, it's just thicker, and it's messing with the flow meter and everything. So anyway, we I accounted for that, and we lowered the rate. Hopefully next load will be putting out right, and just couldn't get the pump motor on the water truck to start, even though I started it last week. Just tips hard to get on. Don't nothing want to work right when it's cold, except for me. Anyway, right now we're heading all the way down to Port of Cable to pull the litter truck out. I had him start up there because I figured, you know, ground's gonna be frozen. You know, that's gonna be the one place I'm not gonna have to pull them out. And it's like 8 miles away. But with all this sun and everything, just the very top layer has started thawing out. And I mean, of course, it is slick. I mean, it's just plumb slick. And it don't take much for a litter truck to spin out. We kind of taking it easy right now, letting our transmission and stuff get warmed up before we head full tilt. But anyway, I'm heading up there to pull them out, and probably going to spend the rest of the afternoon up there pushing piles up. Hopefully they can get those 2 locations finished dumping on them, and that means I won't have to drive all that way back anymore to push piles up. So kind of what my plan is for right now. Alright, sorry about that, got lost audio. Anyway, this truck right here is the original one got stuck, and then Justin got up here and tried to pull him out. And then he got stuck in the process. We in this ripped ground right here, and I tried to leave them a spot to that wasn't ripped, so we wouldn't have this problem. But you know, can't really tell exactly where that is with the cover crop and everything. Now the problem is those belt trailers, you know, once it starts unloading out the back end, the front end gets light, and then, you know, not putting any weight on the drive tires to go forward, they just sure are real easy to spin out. So we don't have to keep driving back and forth. I reckon I'm just going to hang out up here the rest of the afternoon and evening. They're going to say they're going to try and get this spot and the other spots that they're dumping at, try and get it done today, and then that way we're done all this far up away from the shop. we'll go ahead and get all this pushed into a nice big pile so it sheds water real good and overwinters just fine, and that way it won't be a big slimy mess whenever it comes time to spread this stuff. And plus, as hot as this litter is, you see all that steam coming out of it? It'll thaw that ground out real good. As much moisture's got in it, if I were to wait to pile it up, you'd talk about a muddy mess.
Welcome to Wheat 2025. Can't feel my face. I've been using my hair as a scarf because it is that cold. It is currently 23 degrees with a feel like Antarctic's butt. So we're doing our best to try and spray. We're having problems with the truck. Every time I start it, it doesn't want to start. All my hoses are frozen, even with nitrogen in them, and the engine that pumps all the nitrogen into the sprayer, yeah, that little motor right there, it don't want to start either. It hasn't been this cold in a really long time, especially in January when we've been, you know, kind of forced to spray wheat. We leave in exactly 4 days for much warmer weather. I'm so excited. Matt, on the other hand, is walking around without a coat on. So he is living his best life. In fact, he's living his best life so much he's making snow. There's like 4 feet right now right there. I will not be partaking in that activity later on. I'm gonna debunk all these layers. I have 5 on, and then I have 2, and then I have my coveralls to put on when it gets colder. That's for washing hands. I got a bunch of gloves, but I am adapting. I'm adapting for everyone's donuts and cakes and cookies and all the things. So you're very welcome while you sit at home and freeze with your luscious donuts. We are out here in the cold braving it just for you. We're gonna attempt to turn her off and see if she'll start back up. All right, so here's my problem. The motor, yeah, I don't want to start. So we have to take that off and put gasoline in it. Awesome. That hose right there that rinses out my cups is frozen solid. Also, the nitrogen is freezing on the outside. Look at that. Beautiful, right? So we found a leak back here on the reel, and it is probably in that O-ring up there that needs to be replaced again. We've had to replace it a few times. Putting nitrogen through it, I think, kind of wears it out. So in the meantime, I was closing off the main tank, you know, just closing it off. And then I went to go load up Andy, and everything in here had started to freeze and crystallize. So we're just going to keep it open. If it leaks at this point. The other problem I'm having is, well, she's frozen too. So it is a struggle bus, but I'm making it work. Drake is not loving this either. You're not loving the heat, right, baby? No. We have put Drake in 5-star accommodations in the shop with my chickens. He has a cot with 2 very nice blankets that I have donated, and he has a heat lamp. So hopefully by, I would say Wednesday night, Thursday, he'll be back up to his 3-star accommodations in our garage. Also, the update on our remodel, it's not going well. The first person who put the tile in did not do it properly. So we had to wait a very long time for someone to come in and redo it. They are here today, and we leave on Friday night. I'm just praying that he can fix everything and that we have a working shower for Carter and Nate. Nate is staying with Carter while we are gone. We have been using my parents' house for 2 months. They came back Saturday from Florida and instantly regretted it. But we will show you the finished products. It's just taking a very, very long time. But you know, we're not having to do it, so that's a blessing. Matt is now out with Andy in the field because we're having some sprayer issues. We don't know what's going on, but Andy is spraying too much. Don't know why, but we put in 1,000 gallons. He was supposed to spray out 1,000 gallons. He sprayed way too much, and then he was 10 acres short. He should have been maybe like an acre short. So brought him back to the shop. I filled him up, and now Matt is out in the field with him at Ferguson in the big fields to see if maybe, you know, it's the weather, it's the sprayer not calibrated right. Really don't know what it is. I'm gonna go with Mother Nature because it's cold, but you just don't know. And I do not want to keep spraying with the sprayer not spraying out the correct rate. We were spraying 17 gallons per acre, and now we are up to 20 on some farms, 20 gallons on the later farms that were planted the latest. I sent him out there. He's been trying to catch up on paperwork. It's been like 2 months of hell between the house and the paperwork and kids and all of that fun stuff. So we're just catching up. I have been personally up at the house because I've had to make Home Depot runs. I've had to go to Lowe's. I've had to go to BR Supply. I've had to kind of just be the middleman between this farm and the project from hell. So it is nice right now because it's warming up just a little bit. I mean, it's 23. It was 20 about an hour ago. So we'll see what we can get into. All right, let's see if she starts. I just turned it off. All right. She lives to see another day. Oh! For all you guys that like cold starts, there you go.
All right, we're up here on Smith family, right down the road from where I pulled the other trucks out. This guy, he's working on his third load for the day here. Guess he don't trust pulling into the field and turning around, he's backing in. Hopefully he'll be able to dump and we won't have to hook the chain to him. I think this is it, he's running 3 trucks, so I know the other 2 that I pulled out, they're going to be back today with some more loads, but in order to get all this done, this guy right here is going to have to go back and get 1 more load, and then Dustin and the other guy, after they dump this coming up time, are going to have to get 1 more load, and it's right at 5 o'clock. I don't know if they're going to want to do that today or not. Give y'all a view right here of the dumping process. All right, it's 6 o'clock and back with another load. I'm assuming there's going to be another one shortly behind them. I'm telling you what, this LED lighting upgrade we did on this tractor last year is paying off bigly. I should have done it years ago. All right, about 7 o'clock, a third truck is back. We're here at the other pile. This is going to be the last one of the day. We're going to be 2 loads shy of finishing up this part of the county. But I reckon I'll just come back up here tomorrow afternoon, push the rest of the piles up.